little bit of housekeeping before we begin. Between the previous session and this time, we merged one PR from a member of our club. I just wanted to kind of address, point everybody to this and show this as an example of how you may contribute to the website. So this is how our website looks right now, and this is the contribution of Ife was the result of these changes. So you can see our logo, description of our club, and the actual icon in the tab as well changed. So it's pretty cool. So I created this issue and I posted it on our Discord server. Had these three checkboxes here. So I replaced the rotating logo, changed the text, changed the page icon. All of these tasks were tackled. So if I go and actually open this in a separate tab, you can see that there were some people that wanted to take this task, and I assigned Ife to this task. So then what Ife did, he went on and actually created a fork of this repository, then created a pull request. So this was the merged pull request that we did. And you can see that it's pointing from his master branch to the GDSC Conestoga master branch. So he just described the changes that he did, mentioned which issue this PR is fixing. It was just a slight issue with the naming. Actually, I can add it. So usually you would reference the issue like this, so hashtag and the number of the issue. This way we get this nice link here. You can see it's actually just points to, oh, it's probably not 4, now that I think about it. What is it?
8.
Style 8, yeah, thank you. So yeah, this is how you just link issues to pull requests. I went on and just approved this here and merged this in. So yeah, this is all it takes to contribute to the website. This was it. Resulted in this change. Just wanted to show this. Today, what we're going to do is try and make our website look a bit more like its intended functionality, right? Like, just to be clear, if anybody here the first time, we're trying to replace this Google Doc. This Google Doc is just a collection of all the links, some resources available to our club students. We're trying to replace this by creating this website. And for now, we don't have much. We only have the description here. And what I want to do today is actually address this issue right here. So let's check out what this is. We need to be able to switch between different pages, and I'm planning on having multiple pages in our application, in our website. I'm going to have a home page where we'll probably have something similar to what already exists here. Maybe we'll also insert like our core team members and some information about who's leading the club and about Conestoga and things like that. Let's see, then the resources page is actually going to be this Google Doc, which will have some links and pointing to some different places where people can just hop on and find some useful info. And then lastly, the calendar page and the blog page. Haven't really thought of how that's going to look yet. So this is still in the works, but what I'm planning, my goal today is to have 4 pages I can switch between. Our homepage will stay intact, and then the resources page, I'll probably just put some links in there, the same links that are in the in this Google Doc, and I'll create some issues for you guys to tackle. So there's probably going to be more than the previous week, so multiple people can contribute. And those will probably mostly be related to like styling and achieving the actual like good looking website today. Like I'm just doing functionality, and I'll be creating issues to improve the styling. And so I'm not too concerned about this today. All right, let's dive into this. We don't have too much time. So what I was planning to do is use React Router. Oh boy, this is jumping here. 1 sec. So yeah, React Router is another library you would use another library that you would use in conjunction with React to implement multiple routes in your application. And yeah, I was thinking we'd just go through this tutorial. It is basically doing what we'll need to be doing, we'll need to do. So I think this should be pretty straightforward. Oh, if he is asking if he'll be able to contribute again, yeah, of course, for sure. If you want to like take on another issue, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, thanks again for your contribution, by the way, that was awesome. All right, so here's my VS Code. I'll do a quick git pull in our master branch, make sure we're up to date. And I will just check out a new branch, which will be feature, what is our actual ticket number? So ticket number 3. So feature 3/routing. Cool. So let's see what the tutorial tells us, first of all. All right. So installation, you're doing create React app the same way we are. And then they're installing this React Router DOM. So I'm going to do the same thing. All right. So we'll be working mostly in our app.js file here. So this is the bulk of our website. All right, cool. We have our package here. So let's go into our tutorial and see what they're doing. So yeah, they have the same like app.js file with just some simple content in here. Okay, they're doing a couple more things. They can run the website. Okay, so the first thing you would need to do is use this browser router. I think this is just like initializing the router around around the whole application. Manuel is asking, I want to contribute. What are the rules for that? First come, first serve. Yeah, I'm gonna be, so monitor the GitHub page. I'm going to be posting some issues there. I'm also going to ping the Discord server whenever I do it. And whoever is the first to comment that they want to take this issue, I'll probably just assign you to the issue, and you'll be able to tackle that. Maybe we do some kind of a rule so like not just one person gets to contribute. I'll think of like a good rule guide for that. Maybe we, like, if you already contributed this week, you can still contribute on other issues, but like give maybe like a 1 or 2 day window for anybody else who wants to take this on. So like as many people as possible can try themselves and implement something. You see GitHub authorization that you want to do that. Yeah, that's a cool one. Let's talk offline about this. This is just a bigger issue than I was anticipating, like people to take. But I think there is not going to be any issue with you taking on that. Taking that on. Just that GitHub authorization is bound to Firebase, and we'll need to kind of sync how we're going to do that. But I'll talk to you offline probably, and we can discuss that. Maybe comment on the issue, and I'll reach out to you. Anyway, let's start with browser router. Do I have like, okay, there is a cool extension to wrap with a tag. I guess I'll not use it right now, but okay, here's our browser router. We want to put this inside our browser router. What are they doing? Okay, they're adding some links. So basically what React Router does is enables you to go to different routes in your application. So you can see that they're adding links to like go to /invoices, /expenses, things like that. But the bulk of this is basically, yeah, so you use browser router, and then you include your routes, your available routes you can go into in there. Sorry, is somebody trying to talk? Or I misheard something, sorry. Okay, let's add our first routes. And actually I'm gonna add, so we need 4 routes for the 4 components, and we need we need 4 router elements. So let's see, we have our app.js in here, and then index.js that is actually rendering everything. We actually can, right, so I think they're putting browser router directly in like main.js, where, yeah, it's doing get element by ID and rendering everything. So I'd do the same actually. So let's move our browser router out of this. So the app is just the app. And then let's import this. Actually, I'll bring this over. So we will need to have routes inside, and we'll need to have a route. I think that's self-closing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they have a route, then you specify which path this is for and which elements you want to render. So the path, we're just going to do the same thing they're doing. So path is / and element is going to be app. Just app. Oh, I see. No quotes, and then the actual tag. Cool. And I'm going to add 3 more. So we'll have /resources, /calendar, and /block, I think. And then what I'll do, I'll probably create like, let's see, I'll probably create a pages subfolder for these pages, because you need to understand that like we're going to render, there's going to be a difference between pages and components. Components are going to be reused across multiple pages. So components could be like input fields or buttons. And then pages are actual like, I guess like an HTML page that can be rendered on each route. So let's create this pages folder. I'm going to put everything related to app. Actually, yeah, maybe we even create like an app, like a home page. So it's going to be home, and I'm going to put everything related to app into home. And I'm going to create a folder called resources. And we are going to create a resources JSX. All right. So I'm going to copy everything we have in app and paste it in here. And I'm just going to rename this to be something different, like resources, right? Make sure you export this for the outside world. I don't care about like, actually, I don't care about any of this. I just want to make sure we land on a different page. So this will be like cool links, and useful stuff, I guess. Don't care about the logo. Okay, we got our first page, and let's copy this. And we'll have calendar. And we'll have blog. I'll do the boring stuff. So just rename this to blog, rename this to blog. You can use F2 in VS Code to rename, and this updates both places. And calendar, we rename this to calendar. Whoops, this guy to calendar. All right, let's put some different data in here. So like coming events, the blog is like interesting articles. Okay, so what I've done so far is created a pages directory with 4 subdirectories for each page. Why did I create subdirectories? Well, because for example, for the home page, you can see there is already 3 files in here. I doubt we'll do any testing, not at this point, just to like focus on the content, but you can see that you can have your CSS and you can have your JS files, maybe some like, I don't know, related static files in each directory related to each page. I think this structure works better. So now back to our index.js. We don't want to render app for every of these. We want to render our resources page, our calendar page, and our blog page. Cool. All right. Let's see how this looks like. So I'm gonna do npm start. Let's see. Okay, we got some errors. Right, I'm importing app CSS in all of them and it can't find it. So I'm gonna get rid of this for now. Calendar. I think there was something else. Can't resolve /app in website src. So this is probably because of this. I'm actually surprised this is not complaining. Okay, I'll need to configure my VS Code setup to work with this better. But essentially, usually you would just like auto import this stuff. So in a similar fashion, I can do app and then /app. I think, oh, moderate and then home. What is it saying now? Right, the logo is no longer in there. I'm actually going to move the logo in home. So here's our logo. We don't need this logo, I don't think. I think this is the React logo. I'm going to get rid of this. And this guy can live in home, so we can correct this, and you can see that our bundle is successful. There's our page again. So nothing changed, except now if I go to like, what, blog, this should now render a different thing. Or if I go to resources, it's going to be like cool links and useful stuff. So I think we achieved what we wanted. I'm going to probably commit this, and then I'm going to point out some issues we can fix further on. So let's get another terminal going. I'm going to git add everything, then git commit, edit, initial pages, and routing. Cool. All right, so this is great and all, but when you land on our web page, there's no way you can go from here to any of our other pages except for modifying a URL. So that sucks. We probably want some navigation going on. So that's probably something I'll be working on next. And another thing I want to point out is that if I type gibberish, widescreen is actually better than I was expecting, but we want some kind of a 404 page that will handle this. And I'll just show a widescreen to our users if anything goes wrong. So yeah. Does this mean you will use a different CSS for each page? This is a good one. So I'm not too fresh on how CSS works in React, but for sure you can have global CSS for your pages. I think there's index CSS. Let's actually try this. So I'm going to say what would be a good thing to try. Let's do like, I'm gonna say that everything will have a color of blue, or let's do red. Red is going to be more obvious. And then I hope that all pages will, the CSS will apply to all pages. And I might be wrong about this. So this definitely applies to our home page. Let's go to our blog page. Yeah, it also applied to our blog page. You can see the text is red. So if you want to have like global styles, you would reference them in index CSS. But now, if, for example, our global style is red for all pages, but I want blog to have blue text, I can create blog CSS and then say like everything in here is going to be color blue. And then I just need to import import blog CSS. Hope this works. Yeah, okay, so the blog is now blue, but most importantly, resource is also blue. Okay, so this is not the way you do it. There's gotta be some way. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna claim I know really how this all works, but I was hoping that there would be some global styles, and then some local styles. Well, we can try this a bit later if you want. Also, if you want to like search this up on the side, that'd be great. I'm going to implement a 404 page for now. And so I'm going to leave block CSS. So if we go back to our article, our tutorial, we have this, I think this one, yeah, adding a no match. So you can add a route where it matches anything. So the way this works is like React Router will scan your routes in order and check if the route matches this pattern, then render what's inside it. If it matches this pattern, render what's inside it. If it did not match any of these patterns, you can add a route that will catch any other patterns and render something in here. So this is going to be our 404 page that we can provide. So let's see. I'm going to create another page. It's going to be 404. I guess I can't name functions as numbers, so I'll probably just call it something like not found, page not found. So just say 404 page not found for now. Cool. So now if I go to index.js, I'm going to add a wildcard route. I'm going to say route path is going to be, I hope star works. It might be /star. I'm not sure. Let's check. Element is going to be our slash page not found. Cool, let's try this. So still good, it renders the page. If I go to blog, still, ooh, okay, we broke something. Because now if you go to blog, it's rendering the initial page. That shouldn't have happened. And does that apply to all other pages? Yeah, okay, so this shouldn't have happened. And if I type anything else that doesn't match this, still renders this. So this is not good. Okay, let's see what's wrong. So the way they have it in the tutorial is they have nested routes. They have like this route of slash, and then they have expenses and invoices. So I'll probably try and do this pattern. I think. Yeah, let's try and do this. So they have, oops, have routes, route path slash. Then this is not self-closing anymore. And everything else is inside the slash routes. So we have slash render the app, and then you don't need slashes in here. Let's make this a bit better as well. All right, it definitely broke something. Let's if you go to blog, still renders this. Does it say anything in the air console? Let's check. Nothing here, huh? This is interesting. Oh, I'm testing on the production. I'm silly. Of course, this is not going to do anything. So the initial approach might have worked. So yeah, I should have done localhost. So let's check. So blog. Funny enough, it is also not working here either. So resources, I expect the same results. And if I enter anything, do we get any errors in here? No, none. All right. That's interesting. Have a route. So I mean, I assume it. I mean, it might be because it's always matching like slash something. Now I kind of want to revert this and try what we tried initially. So like. Just routes, then resources. This will have slash, because this worked, right? Like just having slash resources /blog. Then maybe like slash star and render page not found. Let's try this. We'll restart the server as well, just to take out any issues that might have been about rendering. Okay, let's do blog. Cool. Okay, at least this works. Resources. Cool. Now, if we type anything else, hey, we got a 404. That's good. So this is our 404 page not found. I'm kind of satisfied with this now. I'm not sure why the other approach didn't work, but this is fine. So now, so just to explain again, go over what I've done. Now, if you type anything at all, this could be like a bunch of text, or it could be like some random page. This wildcard will accept any anything you type in the URL. Doesn't matter how the user ended up there, but we can show something custom in here. Cool. I'm gonna commit this. This is good stuff. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of block CSS. I need this. Get add dot. Oops. Dot get commit. Cool. Now let's add some links so we can actually go to these websites. All right, I'm going to, so this is going to be actually a component, because this component needs to be present on every page. Somewhere at the top or in the left-hand side, we'll talk styling later, but what I want to do is, oh, right, I should have removed the reference as well. But what I want to do is to have a component that will have just let's list all the links to every page, and we can render it on every page as well. So yeah, let's try and do that. So we'll have pages, and we also will have a folder of components. And I'm going to have a file for now, but maybe it makes sense to make them folders like in the pages directory as well. Not sure. Let's have just a pure file for now, and then we'll decide. So the component will be something like, what do you call it? Like a syllabus, or So let's just call it menu for now. So menu.js, have a function menu. Export default menu. And this will return a list of links. So let's return a UL and we'll style it appropriately. Oops. So how do you do links in React Router? Let's see. So the second step they show in the tutorial is actually adding links. So it's pretty simple, similar to how you would do hrefs. But they have a special component for it called link. You specify which route you want to go to and what you want this link to actually be called. So I'm just going to copy this. I think, do you need to wrap this in anything? Let's check our 4.4. Yeah, you need to wrap this in parentheses. Have my JavaScript formatter, that sucks. Okay, so back to our menu. We're going to add a link element. You know what? I don't care. I changed my mind. This is going to be a div. Everything's going to be a div. That's fine. Okay, link comes from React Router DOM, and it's going to point to, well, yeah, so we want to be on our like home page. So say like home, and this is going to be slash, and then we'll have slash resources. Let's do resources slash calendar. And slash blog is blog. Cool. So now let's use this component. We could use it on every single page, but I want to try one trick here before we do that and actually use it like before browser router. Somewhere in here, so it's actually rendered on any page, because your menu will essentially be on every page you visit, which kind of makes sense, right? So I'll try and just do this. So this is here. Let's go to our local host. And we broke something. All right, let's see. This is how you debug. So use href may be used only in the context of a router component. The above error occurred in the link component. Right, okay, so this is related to actually what I've done here. It's saying that you cannot use links outside router. So let's try and bring in menu at least in here. Okay, now we have our beautiful menu in here. Very proud of it. So let's make this not suck so much. And probably add like a class to it or something. We could target the link element itself. Yeah, maybe a class is better. So if you want to add a class, you just do class name, because class keyword is reserved. That's from JavaScript. And I'll just say like menu item something. Okay. And here where CSS comes in. So maybe I'll research this on the side, but I'm going to create a menu folder for this. So we'll have our menu CSS coming in. And our menu item will need to be display block. Cool. And we just need to import that in here. Cool. Here you go. This at least looks less one-lined. So I hate how it's kind of outside of this background, although that it might be fine. Let's give it a position absolute and probably, yeah, let's try and give it a position absolute. So let's do class name menu in here, because I don't want it to be like over the top with this white space. I want it to be similar to where everything else is. Right. So in here, we'll have menu, position, absolute, and I'll say something like top 2em, 2rem, and left 2rem as well. See how that looks. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, we'll deal with styling a bit later, but now the functionality should be here. If I go to home, this goes to slash, or go to resources, this goes to slash resources. Calendar goes to calendar. We can switch between pages. I mean, looks awful, I agree, but it works. And our 404 page should work as well, actually with this in mind. So yeah, maybe we could just do it like a app bar at the top. Maybe this is a better approach now that I think about it. However, we could also do it as like a sidebar. Yeah, we'll think about it, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna commit this. It's pretty good. Add navigation menu. All right. Let's put some links in our resources page. I'm kind of curious about that. So we have cool links and useful stuff. Let's actually populate this with some links and have it displayed here. So I'm going to go to our resources.js. And I want to do something in here. So what I'm thinking is probably something very minimalistic. We would have either a list of icons where you can click on them and it would go somewhere, or just a pure list of stuff. Yeah, I haven't thought about that yet. So let's do, first of all, let's do like an H1 and make sure this is our title. We'll say useful resources. Okay, what do we have in this spreadsheet? We have like GDSC portal, the form where you can actually register for some events, for the club, the schedule, which we're gonna replace with our schedule, the YouTube link, LinkedIn link, Instagram, GitHub. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. So I'd say we want like, I'm going to provide some description in here. Oh, come on. And then we're going to have a list of those links. So this is going to have like a class name of links. And I'm going to, I mean, how much time do we have left? Like 10-ish minutes. I'm going to show how to do props in React. I don't know if this is the most useful place in here, but we're going to try, because we hadn't going to have like a bunch of links in here, right? And I'm thinking we could create a link component, which will be something like an icon, an explanation of the link, and you could actually like click the icon to go to that link or something. So I'm going to do that. So if go to our components, I'm going to create another folder for, I don't want to call it link because we already have like React router links, but I want to, so let's call it like external link. External link. So once again, function external link. And we want to export this function, export default external link. So this will return some JSX. So what do we want? We want like, for now, maybe, I mean, I'm probably going to replace the text with an icon, but for now we want just a text and an explanation of the link. Let's do this. Let's do a div. Inside this div, we'll have 2 more divs. And now, because this is a dynamic component, it needs to accept parameters. So this will, what this will expect, and I'm also not too fresh on this, so I hope this is how you do it. So you want to pass like an object of props, and you want to be like the link itself. Rather, yeah, I mean, let's do like URL. And explanation. So the first things first, we want to render an A tag with href, which is going to be equal to our URL. And we don't have, was it saying anchors must have content and the content must be accessible to the screen reader, right? We probably want to say something like link in here. And we want to render an explanation. explanation goes in here. So I've created something very generic here. This is probably bad. There's probably like an icon will go in here. But what I can do now is go to our resources page and render a bunch of links. So I'll do external link. And I want to pass the URL. So our URL is going to be, let's do our first event portal. Sure, let's copy this link. And the explanation is going to be that like GDSC portal, place where all of our events are hosted. And just close this up. Cool. And now we can have another external link. Let's do 3 for now and see how that looks like. So CSI, let's copy this. CSI club, register for the official CSI GDSC Conestoga CSI club. And the third one, schedule, I'm going to skip. Let's just do YouTube. It's going to be nice and easy. So YouTube. Our YouTube channel. All right. So yeah, this is basically how you pass props. When you pass these properties to this element, now they will be available to this component, and I can render anything in here and style it however I want. Okay, this is going to look like garbage. So I'm just going to add some CSS as well. So what did I call this? Links. So links also display block. So it's not one line. External links. Okay, let's see how this looks and we'll go from there. Oh, wow, this is great. Especially our menu here is awesome. I'm actually gonna, you know what, I'm gonna probably put it not absolute. I kind of hate that decision. Yeah, that's a bit better. So, okay, we have our useful resources, and we have a bunch of links. So following links might be of interest to club members. Let's add like something in here. So it doesn't look too tight. So I have a link here. This is our GDSC portal. Link here, CSI club. So I'm once again, this looks like total garbage, nothing pretty. I'm just going for functionality in here, and this should be working, actually pointing to our links in here. So yeah, I'm going to probably commit this. So your URL explanation are props and external links. Yeah, exactly. For like an external link, when you write any HTML, you kind of get this by default. If I add a button, for example, Let's add a button element. It will have a lot of props you can pass to it. For example, like on click, or I don't know, class is another one. And you get this by default and you kind of just believe in this, but there are actually APIs and ways you can define your own elements and define your own properties for those elements. And this is how you do it. So I just created an external link, which, yeah, this is React. I mean, this is how React does it. So I just created an external link component, which you can use like this. And I now can pass some stuff in it. And when anybody passes a URL or an explanation to my external link, I can fetch it inside of external link and use it somehow. So render a URL or an explanation. Also, a side note, why I was using the curly braces in here. So the curly braces are like insert the value of this variable in this place. So like this is not a plain. If I would have done this, it would have been like explanation all over the place, I think. Yeah, so it's like explanation, because this is raw text. This is not actually referencing this variable. But if I wrap this in curly braces, now it's referencing this explanation variable, which is a prop that is being passed to each external link individually. If you get this idea that you can take a repeating component from your markup and extract this to a single generic function or a single generic component, that's basically React. Like it's basically just reuse of components. And you'll see how this components folder will grow as we go. Yeah, I'm satisfied with where we got today. It looks ugly, but I'm going to create a lot of issues for you guys to tackle and make this a bit less ugly. Because I love CSS, but not so much I probably could have done a little more styling in today's session, but I want to spend time showing functionality versus styles, because styling in this project in particular is not going to be too different from styling like plain HTML with CSS. But yeah, I just wanted to show like how you would do different routes, different pages, navigation between those routes and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. So I'm just going to commit this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm going to say populate the resources page. Oh, git push. Actually, I have some. So if you have a branch that exists on your local machine, but you want to push it up, you would do something like git push and then -u, saying that you want to push it to upstream to the actual repository, the name of your origin, and the name of the branch you want to push to. In my case, it's going to be the same branch as I've created. Cool, and I'm going to open a pull request for this. That's routing using React routing. And which issue do we fix? We fix issue number 3. All right. I'll see if I'll add anything else here, but I think this is the bulk of it. Let's see what questions you have. About using frameworks like Bootstrap. Yeah, that's a good one. We could have used something like Tailwind to Bootstrap. I was hoping to keep this as vanilla and styling as possible, because if people don't know Bootstrap or people don't know Tailwind, it's like another thing you need to learn on top of React. Because most people know just plain CSS, and what we're gonna do is probably achievable with like Flexbox and grids, and there's not going to be anything complicated where you would need something like Bootstrap or Tailwind. I'm probably going to go ahead and make a call. We're probably not going to use that, just because I want to focus like these sessions and learning one technology. Like we can bring a lot of stuff in, right? Can bring, I don't know, like linting, and which I'm actually probably going to, but I don't know. Point being, I don't want to populate this with a lot of like different libraries. I probably want this to be plain CSS. I'm sorry, this is going to be painful, but yeah. And we're just going to focus on like learning React. Also, I didn't use TypeScript, which I could have, because this is another like learning curve on top of learning React. Like these sessions are just making a simple website with React. If you know JavaScript, that's probably enough for you to get started. That's kind of how I see this. I hope that's all right. Cool. Any more questions? It's 7 p.m. I'm probably gonna wrap up. Anything related to what we've done today? Yes, this session is exactly every Monday at 6 p.m. So 6 to 7, I'm running this session. Once again, if you miss part of the session or you want to like look over some stuff again, I'm going to be posting the recording on our YouTube channel. The channel are we supposed to post in the GitHub requests in Discord? Oh, there's a separate, I'm not going to show it right now, but there's a separate Coding Mondays channel. It's Coding-Mondays. Cool. All right, any more questions? Cool. All right, thanks for checking in, guys. I hope this was useful. If you have any further questions or you want to reach out to me, please either ping me on GitHub or probably Discord is best. So I'm always on there and happy to answer any questions. Yeah, I'll be creating some issues, and I hope some people would be willing to take on and contribute to the website as well. So yeah, thanks for joining, guys. See you.